This is so exciting. I have so much to update you on. Today is day 88 of moving to Paraguay, I guess, of being in Paraguay, I should say. And day 90 is not actually a good thing. So today's February 10th. On February 12th, our 90-day stay in Paraguay expires, as long as we do not start the residency process. I have not started the residency process yet. And about that, I have a call 6 to 7 today. So basically the last thing before I sleep, if I sleep on time, I have a call with my residency guy basically. And we will know the next steps from there. I don't want to bore you with the details, but basically I thought about this and I basically have 5 options, and then I'll just act accordingly depending on how the call goes. So I'm not stressing about it, I'm not worrying about it. My friends, people who I share this with, like friends and family, they seem to stress about it, but I'm absolutely not. And I think it has to do with me being so embodied, and also me just not worrying and just genuinely living in the moment. I would even say that the 5 options was not unusual. It was unusual for me because I don't usually like plan in advance like that anymore when it comes to embodying my purpose, embodying like the present moment, I should say, sorry, and going from there. But I just like, since we're so close to the deadline, I'm like, all right, well, what are my options? Okay, it's this, that. All right, now I have an idea, and then we're acting accordingly. But even then it wasn't stress, so we're not worried. So I'm so excited because yesterday I have so much to share with you. So yesterday, I remember near that tree, day 87, February 9th, on my birthday, I was like, I don't know how to improve these videos. I don't know how to make them better. I don't know how to, and I realized that, and I was also mentioning, I also mentioned the fact that I would voice message my friend a lot about updates during the day, and I realized how those could turn into videos instead. It could be the time I actually record the videos instead of sending him the update. And then I realized, and I really like, basically I slept on it, and I really thought about this and thought back to the time when this dynamic really started, which was in 2023, which is when I would update my friend a lot, and it's because I was resisting posting. So I was like, oh, this type of energy naturally goes toward posting. And then when I thought about Ruben Schmitz's video series of traveling the world for free, which was one video that really inspired, was like, I was trying to find a way of like, how do I do this for free? And that I came across that series and I watched it, and it was really inspiring. And maybe, did it inspire this series? I don't think so. What inspires this series was wanting to document the process, but maybe subconsciously in some way or another, it could have inspired this as well. But I don't think, not directly. But what it did inspire is me to think about that. And I'm like, does Ruben and his friend, like, were they texting their friends and family and updating them? And they're like, no, they were just living in the moment. And then I realized, but if I was recording the video, I would be updating you as I go. And so this is the most exciting change, is like, basically, long story short, I realized that I was basically summarizing the day in every video, or I would summarizing the week or the month or the 2 months. And I realized the difference between that and watching a video series or like an episode on Netflix of a show is there aren't any, what are they called? Something points, like touch points, I guess, or entry points of like, for example, I'm updating you now, and then I make another recording later on through the day, and I update you then, and you follow along the progression instead of just receiving the daily update, which actually I'm realizing like that's so monotone and dead and boring in comparison. And so I'm grateful that I'm batch uploading these, actually, because I'm gonna have them all posted like around the same time, and then you'll receive the latest update like this style going forward. And so you didn't actually experience 3 months of the old style, even though it has been happening for 3 months. So I'm actually grateful for that in terms of like the audience's experience. But I'm so grateful and so glad I came to this realization, and it excited me so much. I needed to record a video about this. So now, instead of updating my friends about what's happening, I should update you. And I did update my friends this morning. One of my friends, sorry, not all my friends, I'm not just like waiting all day just texting people, but one of my friends, it feels like I'm on this journey with him, and I was like, that's kind of like what you are. I'm on the journey with this camera and sharing my experience. And so I realized basically I was delegating some of that energy to that conversation. Nothing against the friend or anything. It's just like I was supposed to bring that energy here. And like worst case scenario, I could also just send a link to this video to the friend, and then he'll know what's going on. And I realized, so I was like basically delegating the recording to the voice messages. And once I hit that shift, I was like, holy shit, it changes everything. And yeah, again, it's more engaging because there's multiple touch points throughout the day. I also started thinking about how I'd want to upgrade my phone because it's only 128 gigs of storage, and it is a nightmare trying to move all those video files which take up so much space, because it's just like such a complicated, tedious process. Once I have the MacBook, it's going to be effortless. However, the phone itself is going to suffer because if I can't move it right away, I'm fucked because I can't record new videos. And with the fact that we're going to have multiple touch points throughout the day, storage is going to run out quickly. So I was like, I should probably upgrade my phone to like the latest phone with like, I don't know, a terabyte of storage or something where I don't have to worry about that. And that will allow me to record better videos for you for free. And so, yeah, that's definitely something that I'm really considering. For now, it's doable, but if I do upgrade, it won't be because of some flashy, stupid feature I don't care about, because like the cameras are basically the same quality more or less on the new phone. So there's nothing in the new phone I want, but the storage upgrade, that could really make a difference. So now I'm like, okay, this is now starting to make sense. And I hope you can see how like I'm literally only thinking of this in terms of the business and stuff like that. But there is another thing I have to share, which is really important, which is like financially, we are so strapped. Like I've been trying to prioritize, and I will continue to prioritize the business, which my definition of a spiritual business is one that is as closely aligned to your purpose, if not indistinguishable from it. And so basically business work becomes purpose work. And I don't know if you know this at this point in time, or if you've watched my other videos, or if you're watching this in the future and you already are exposed to that content or not, but right now at this point in time, I'm prioritizing my purpose, which is like making these videos and being in Paraguay, doing what I'm doing now. I mean, right now it's Paraguay. It's going to change as we go, but like one of my purpose tasks that's more or less stable is recording videos. And I love doing this. This is literally like my living, breathing passion. And I will continue to fucking do them. And the other thing is my business. And as I said, spiritual business is one that aligns with your purpose. And we have big plans for Earth, for star seeds, for like just like improving life for star seeds on Earth. We specifically only serve star seeds. Not only, but like not only to sound exclusive, but I mean we specialize in helping star seeds specifically. So it's not an exclusion, it's more like a focus. That's what I mean by that. I mean like they're specific, customized, tailored solutions to star seeds and their problems. And so like that gets me really excited, and there's so many things that go under that umbrella. There's like the website, which is like a web app that's like gonna turn into its own platform as well, and like so many evolutions in the future. But like this is such a beautiful journey, and while not all of it has unfolded, it's so exciting to just experience the day-to-day and to see it unfold, and also like to look up for the future of like, you know, like lots of exciting stuff coming. So I'm just so grateful to be doing this. But like I wanted to share the difficulty and the very realness in the situation, which I haven't yet in this series. And that's because I guess I haven't experienced certain extremes that I have now. I mean, I guess I did experience extremes, but they weren't this bad. And I feel like I want to talk to you for real and just like share some of the real struggles that have been happening recently. So to be completely transparent with you, that's the reason why. And to be to stay authentic, because and to stay like that raw unedited format, which I value so much, it's because of the authenticity that comes through and feels like, like I don't have a full production. Like I know how to do that stuff. Like I was in the film industry, but yet I'm recording these types of videos because I prioritize the authenticity and the realness and the it's a different experience. So it's more like a friend of yours who you respect is, or something like that. It's like relatable. It's not this high production value film, because yeah. So that's one thing. The struggle, which I keep fucking trying to come back to, but I feel like I'm avoiding it because it's a difficult subject, maybe. So first of all, I just want to acknowledge that it's a difficult subject. But given the last few days of like experiencing the highs of like an apartment in Las Carmelitas, which is basically the richest neighborhood in Asuncion, as far as I know, it's the richest. I don't know of any others, but like that's what a local told me, and that inspired me to like I wanna live here one day. So, or I wanna rent here for a bit one day, and so I did that, and that was like so exciting. It was 4 nights. As I said last night, it was like very, very peak highs. I was in my pure purpose energy 24/7 the entire time. I unlocked a new layer of myself, a new like level to myself that I didn't know existed, and like that became my new baseline. Huge worth like and I was tapped into more of my abundance frequency, abundance state, because it is my frequency. We are one and the same. You are a frequency, you don't have a frequency. It is my frequency, and so my external environment was a perfect reflection of that. And I feel like that was if we capture that moment in time, it was an accurate and an authentic and accurate reflection of like me. And I loved that. But then we experienced the lows, and then we had to go to the gas station. And then, see, like, I'm seeing the value in this, like the ups and the downs. Like, you probably want me to have, like, share along the journey, like every like up and down as I go through it, instead of summarizing at the end of the day. I just couldn't believe that's what I was doing. I wasn't aware, okay? And I don't think I can blame myself for that. So yeah, but like now we know, and you're gonna experience that, and I'm so excited. Okay. But then we experienced the gas station, which was, I was forced to compromise on my diet for a few days. I was forced to compromise on my sleep schedule. Basically, guess what time I slept there? I had to sleep in the 7 p.m., which is my normal schedule, to the 2 a.m. range. Yeah, I just called that a range. 7-hour range of when to go to bed. In other words, that severely impacted my circadian rhythm. And your circadian rhythm is one of the most important parts of health optimization. Why? Because it controls your hormones, and your hormones control everything. And so probably just for those reasons, it wasn't good, but also the sleep deprivation, most importantly, and of course the diet. And one thing, which is kind of gross to share, but is like very like scientific, is stools. So they smell obviously way worse on any diet that's not carnivore, from what I've seen. If you eat plants, like, so basically what I noticed is that I took a shit basically today, and I realized that it smells like shit, obviously. But because you are always used to how your shit smells like, unless it changes, you don't smell your own shit. So I'm not saying carnivore, if you're on a carnivore diet, you don't smell. I am saying it just smells like normal shit. But what you don't realize that you've actually normalized, if you're not on carnivore, is your shit is terrible. Like the smell is worse than normal. And because my body's like now detoxing from that bullshit, when I took a shit and I smelled that, I was like, this is not good. Like, what the fuck? Like, is this how people live on a daily? Like, that's so crazy. I have to share about this. I have to share about my shit. I have to share about shit. Like, because like, we've just fucking normalized that. Oh, it smells that way. Well, what do you think if a month from now I stayed on that bullshit diet? things would go back to the way they were. Everything, all the health effects would go down. Everything would, but also I would just, my nose would just normalize that smell after a while, and then okay, yeah, that's the normal. That's just how shit smells like. It's not. It's like completely different. Carnivore is just like, just the base core, like your body's releasing stuff it doesn't need, and it's like very organized, structured. It's kind of like someone wearing a suit. It's like, I don't know how to explain it to you, but this diet is more like, there's like infested, okay, it wasn't infested, I'm just saying, like, it feels like what you had to release out of your body wasn't like the surgical SOI or what's the word? A standard operating procedure. Yeah, SOP. It's not like this SOP of like this business guy in a suit of like, all right, we need to do this. All right, ship these out, move these in. That's kind of like, body maintenance. That's what it feels like on carnivore. Whereas on that diet, on any diet, that's not that, or on any bad, like, I mean, there aren't that many diets. So I guess, yeah, it is every other diet. On every other diet, I mean, some diets are better than others. So let's just say on the default diet, it's more than just the standard operating procedure and the maintenance tasks. It's more like you are detoxing. You are like, you have been exposed to poison, and it's like the pest control department was there, and you have like garbage bags full of like 100 dead rodents or whatever pest, and you're carrying that, and like that's how it felt, like the difference in the shit. If that makes any sense. So that's the first thing I felt like sharing. I mean, that's not the first thing nor the last thing I felt like sharing. That's just, I'm done that point, is what I'm trying to say. Now, here's what else is happening. What I plan to do today, okay, that goes to my point. I was going to share the struggle and then the 3 things I plan on doing today. And the 3 things I plan on doing today, I ended up sharing them with that friend, but then I realized, okay, these go in the video. They're supposed to go in the video. And so let me finish with the struggle. And then we went to the down and the gas station. It was terrible. And, not having money, not having food money figured out, not having the apartment or the Airbnb figured out, not having the money for it. And like, what I really wanted to connect with you heart to heart is like, I want you to see how fucking dedicated I am, because I'm not gonna stop. I don't care what my life situation is. I'm not gonna fucking stop. It's what I'm gonna do anyway. I'd rather die doing this than live, in a fucking cubicle doing this typical 9-to-5 matrix job or whatever the fuck else that feels like it's draining for me. This is what I'd rather do. This is what I will do. This is what I am doing. It's just what I choose to be. So that's not gonna stop. Given that, it makes things more difficult for me to run my operations and my business and my personal life right now at this stage because of the financial situation. Now, I did take action toward that. I generated now I basically have 5 potential income streams that money could be coming through. So I'm very grateful for that. But with that said, I just wanted to share with you the struggle of what it's like at this stage, and purely for documentation purposes, not to infer anything. So just for the sake of sharing, it's tough financially. And again, after that apartment, experiencing the low of the gas station, and basically either starving for food, or because I didn't have food, or subpar food. And I feel like it wasn't a breaking point for me, but it was a boundary setting point where I'm like, I need to find a better way than this. And that is the GoFundMe idea. Because I'm like, there has to be a way where I can keep doing this. And maybe people genuinely want to help. So that's why I'm doing that. And what I wanted to share though, to continue the heart to heart. Yeah, so in the gas station, I was either not eating or I was basically not adhering to my diet, which felt like shit. But I actually learned more things that before. So I was on a certain diet, and then I went carnivore, and I could compare the before after. But then going from carnivore to the diet is also an interesting experience that I learned certain things from. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that for experimentation purposes, but the fact that I was forced into that, like the side benefits of me having such a negative, I guess this is like the positive way of looking at things. I learned things that I wouldn't have otherwise known about the diet, about carnivore, which is like a good thing. So that is stuff that I'm going to be sharing throughout my stuff, my stuff, like in the community and on the channel and my videos. But after the gas station, I then I ended up manifesting a way. I also asked for money from, if they want to support me, from family, and they did. And then I was able to get 2 nights here at the Airbnb, and tomorrow morning I check out. Now, one of my plans for the 5 options is tomorrow, after I check out, I go straight to Argentina, stay there for a day or two, come back, and I get like a new 90-day thing, but I'm only staying here for 1 month, or even just till the residency is done, which is 1 week. Whenever I start it, just a week from now, and then I could just leave Paraguay if I don't want to stay here any longer. Ideally, I'd want to see the community I came here to see, which is, we'll talk later about that, but let's go back to here. So 2 nights here, and today is the first day in between those 2 nights, and it was 3:45 when I started recording this video. Don't know what time it is now. I guess add 21 minutes to that. Yeah, so it's like 4 or 5, and you'd think, oh, okay, he's in the middle of his day, and usually if he sleeps at 7, it's like toward the end of the day. So what happened today? No, it's because I woke up at, basically because of the fucked up sleep schedule, I woke up late and I didn't do much. And so it's like I'm starting my day now, which is fucking crazy. And yet I still want to sleep on time. So I don't know if I'm actually going to end up sleeping at 7. I was aiming for that. I ended up waking up at 10:45 a.m. But then for like 2 hours, I was just talking to people and figuring out the residency stuff. And then I journaled a bit. And oh, here's one thing. So I realized something, which is that 2 things have been my bottleneck in Paraguay. And again, this is something that turns into content later that I can share about and help you with. But I had to learn this the hard way, basically. And what that was one, I was focusing on my spheres or my pillars, and they were shadow work, purpose, and business. And I realized that income was the one pillar that I never focused on, but it was my bottleneck all along. So it stayed at the same level these 3 months so far, these 88 days. And 88 was interesting because like it's like double abundance or like receiving abundance. And I think it's that's my interpretation of those numbers. Everyone can have their own. That's kind of the point. It's like you receiving answers through numbers is meant to go through your own filters and your own understanding of what they mean, your own interpretation, your own meaning that you assign it, because inherently the numbers don't have meaning. It's what you resonate that a meaning with, having a meaning with those numbers. Okay, you get what I'm trying to say. So and I think the abundance here, I don't know the rest of the day, maybe it's something else, but I think it's the abundance of me being able to tap into this state more, of me recording the videos, from having these entry points and having this realization and like the future to come. Because now if you teleport me to right before I checked in at the apartment in Las Carmelitas, by the way, I'm in Las Carmelitas as well. This is an apartment, this is a flat, I think it's called. It's those like single floor houses, I guess, and it's nice. It doesn't feel as abundant as the other one, but it's still like I'll fucking take it, because yeah man. So today the focus was like self-care, self-love, which can come in multiple ways. And one of them is like self-care and hygiene, and like, you know, all my, you know, if I needed to shave, then shave, shower, I already showered, you know, cut my fingernails, you know, brush my teeth, etc., which I've been prioritizing that, which I've done. Shaving, I don't think I'm gonna shave yet. It's not thick enough. I don't like to shave too often because it's like my skin's sensitive to it. And I use a stainless steel double-edged, whatever it's called, double-edged razor, but still it's like, I don't know, somehow it's not good. Yeah, so that's why I'm not gonna shave my beard yet. Soon though, I would say maybe a few days and then I could shave. So that's just the plan for now. And the struggle, anything left from the struggle to share. Sorry, I keep moving around. I hope that's okay. Let me think here about this. I just don't feel like sitting down. Like that's the last thing I want to do. So now I'm just like, anything from the struggle. Yeah, and now, so once we check out, like, so I have zero, like, the struggle is still real, is what I'm trying to say. And I hope you enjoy the ups and downs in this journey and you watching this. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm fully dedicated to what I'm doing. I'm not going to stop, but that it's also difficult, and I wanted to share with you some of that pain. I feel like I owe you that. I feel like it's authentic and to be transparent of like, here are my struggles that I'm genuinely struggling with. And yeah, just for the sake for you to be aware. And also, if you want to support, you can in the GoFundMe link in the description, but you don't have to. I'm not saying that because of that. I'm saying that because I'm like, I felt this duty to inform you of what's going on. Yeah, and that feels good now. I feel like, whew, yeah, that felt like relief. That really felt good to like, I feel like I've gained closure on that whole thing. So yeah, I really needed to share that with you. We're about 30 minutes in this video and on the first touch point of the day. So I feel like I'm gonna update you as I go throughout the day. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but it's probably gonna improve. So I'll get better at the touch points and then it'll be like a more efficient video without any. So this is cool. I really enjoy this. But yeah, after this, again, after this checkout, like, I don't know how I'm gonna afford food today. I don't know what the plan is. I wish I was updating you at the gas station about every little thing happening. That would have been like so valuable. And by going forward, that's what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna record more often. Unless the place restricts me from recording, then I'll try to find a way. But then if there's no way, then it's like, fine. Then let that be the only fucking reason I don't record. Because I'm not like, I fully plan on, you know, keep going with this. Because like, okay, like this is the way. I'm like, I got feedback like this is definitely what I want to do. So yeah, I did set up my skillet here. This is like my cooking apparatus, towels, so wooden spatulas, and these are, can you see them here? It's this basically. These are wooden spatulas, but they got molded, and I didn't finish cleaning them, so I just put them in their own bag. But here we have cotton towels that I use to hold the skillet and also clean the inside of it. And then we also have wooden spatulas, and then this is the cast iron skillet. And I just wrap them, put them in my luggage. So I take those with me everywhere in my luggage. I don't care. And then we also have salt, not sponsored by this company. It's just like what I use and what I recommend people personally when they ask me like, hey, what salt should I get? I'd say this. I should be I should have an affiliate link so they pay me, but I don't care. Kosher salt thickness is, and then the fine salt thickness. And the fine one I use to salt my water, half a teaspoon per liter. If you're just getting started, just start with a quarter teaspoon per liter and then work your way up. When it stops tasting salty at a quarter, then go up to half. And then once it's at half and you're used to it, it won't taste salty. It'll just taste like water with nutrients because that's what it is, with minerals. And my water bottle's right here. I don't know why I'm giving you a tour of my setup. I guess it's creating more of that personalized experience now. I moved my setup. It used to be on, I was on the couch and my setup was here. Those are my headphones and my hard drive. But I decided to move the setup over here. Okay, that's my wallet. All right. And this stuff was already there. Oh, yeah, these are mine. These are mine. The stainless steel bowls. I eat from those bowls, and it's like indestructible. It's stainless steel. I love stainless steel. It's amazing. I'm actually even considering. I've been for the past 3 years. I've been considering building my own custom stainless steel keyboard, so that, like, okay, you're. I don't know why you. I don't know what your reaction to that is, but you're like, why? Well, the reason why is because my work. The way that I interface with my business basically and my purpose is basically through online means. It's not the only way, but it's the main way, because it's like the online community and accessing online tools or something like that. So it's like the digital stuff. And I'm like typing all day, and the keys are plastic, and I fucking hate plastic. It's not good for you. It's a hormone disruptor, zero estrogens. And so I'm like, what if I make it stainless steel so that my fingers are not constantly being exposed to that plastic? I was like, that's a good idea. But yeah, I think it's gonna cost like $200-300 easily. But like, there's so many steps to it. I don't feel like figuring that out now, and it's not top priority. But like, I plan on having that. So yeah, I like stainless steel. Basically, TLDR. We have this and this that are stainless steel, and anything else stainless steel? For now, no. The fridge. Well, it's not my fridge though. So nothing that's mobile that's stainless steel other than that. Yeah. Anyway, but so I have to buy food, cook and eat. So I'm going to. Here's the plan. Okay, one more thing. One more thing to share about the whole like ups and downs and everything is that after this, like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't have currently in my bank account. Currently, I don't have the money for that. I know that we tend to on this journey so far. We tend to manifest shit on the spot, and we're supposed to be embodied and breathing and in the present moment. Our nervous system regulated and grounded, and basically we have to be grounded in the body to receive. But full disclosure, I don't have the next step figured out. So I don't know where we're going to next. Are we gonna go back down to an experience like the gas station, which was so terrible? Or are we gonna go up, or are we gonna stay the same? Like, I'm trying to figure out what the stability is, and I have something to share with you about. So remember when I was talking about the two pillars? I had the pillar of income, which was more or less the same. Then I realized today, and this is why I'm starting my day so late, it's because from I think 1 to 3 p.m. I was journaling on this and making progress with it. But basically, the other pillar was, there was a second pillar first and foremost, and then that pillar was living environment, I guess, my environment. And so I realized that since coming here, it's been Airbnb to Airbnb to this or that to this or that to this or that, and it's hard. Like, I know if you're watching me, it's probably easy for you to like see that as clear as fucking day, but it's hard when you're not mirrored. I guess maybe if I watch my own videos, I could see that and gain certain reflections, but I'm too busy living my own life, I guess. But I saw it clear as day in my mind, and I was like, holy shit, yeah, like, it's so unstable. Airbnb to friends sleepover, basically, staying at my friend's place but that's very short term and volatile, of course. Airbnb can be more stable, but it requires income, which again is the first bottleneck. So we can't do that. And I was like really strategizing, like, what are my options of like the next steps? And I've thought about some. But yeah, let me go back to that in a bit. Let's go back to like, so yeah, I don't know where we're going from here. All I know is like, I'm just gonna share with you the journey, and we'll go from there. But yeah, tomorrow, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. I know that today, so the first thing is I'm gonna buy food. I'm gonna go to the supermarket, Super Sace. It's 15 minutes away, walking distance. So I'm gonna walk there with my backpack. So I'm just gonna take this back. I don't know if I should share this for like privacy or security reasons, but like, I take this backpack with me everywhere, and my phone's in there. I mean, it's not in there, but like, it kind of has like the mobile basics setup. I don't take the luggage everywhere if I don't have to, but I always take the backpack because I can put this tripod in there. I could put the phone and, you know, portable charger and whatever. And so I'm gonna go with in there with that. I'm gonna try to get some food. So like the food, again, the food money is like 50-50. I think I have enough food for today, but maybe not for tomorrow. But it would be ideal that I can eat tomorrow morning before I check out. And so it would be better that I buy for 2 days, but I don't know if I have enough or if I will have enough. And if so, then I kind of have to wait at the grocery store to figure out an answer or manifest it. And it's just gonna delay me further. And it's 3:45 p.m. and I woke up at 10:45 and I haven't eaten yet. Well, it's probably 4 now, but that's when I started recording the video, as I said. So yeah, that's the food situation. And then I was planning on working on 3 things today, which was make sure the GoFundMe's live, because yesterday for the last 5 hours of the day, I wanted to make sure it was live, but my laptop was just freezing. The second thing was batch upload videos on the channel. Number 3 was either job search or client work, and same thing. Yeah, client work specifically. But now I have a call with the guy at 6 to 7, and I still have to do all those. So I have to like slim that down somehow. Now, what feels authentic is to still record this video either way. I feel like that's gonna be the new non-negotiable, is I always record a video every day. Not because I have to, but because I want to, and because I realize naturally, authentically, I update you about my goals. But it was coming through in the form of sending voice messages to my friend, but it was actually supposed to come through here. So I naturally have the inclination to do that. And so it's just like a non-negotiable. And so this is going to, the point I was trying to say earlier is like, this raises my baseline even more for purpose embodiment, that if you were to teleport me to the apartment in Las Carmelitas, that was why I brought it up, and then I went on a side tangent. But like, if I started there, my state would have been even higher, because those are even higher touch points for me to access my purpose energy. And so it would have been an even better experience. And so like that's the abundance maybe of today and going forward, and this new realization and what it could change and its implications. But yeah, I'm just, again, so excited about that. So yeah, that's the plan with the grocery store. After this video, I'm going to do that right away. But I want to just make sure I have everything covered for this video and everything I wanted to say. Yeah, there was one point I was talking about, but then I didn't finish. So those were the 3 things today. That's what I was planning on doing, the supermarket. And then, you know, days so far, and then the realization. What else? There was this one thing. Let me remember this. It'll come to me. And if it's, yeah, I remembered. And if it's important, I was gonna say if it's important, it'll come to me. It literally just did. Okay, so that last thing was, I don't know where I'm going from here. Okay, so that part, there was a part related to that I wanted to talk about, which is, well, yeah, I don't know where I'm going from here, but more specifically, all right, let's sit down. Sorry, one sec. Let's have this tripod set up. I said I won't sit down, but I just got so tired from standing for the past 40 minutes. And I guess I've been standing all day. I haven't sat down. Not there, not here. Oh, wow, that feels nice. Hey, this is a good background. One thing I don't like here is no windows. And technically those are windows, but they're also doors. So how am I gonna cook on high heat? Maybe I won't cook on high heat, but still it's gonna smell either way. I gotta figure that out. Like, if I open the door, flies are gonna come in. This is the first floor, it's not the 17th floor like the other apartment. So that's gonna be interesting to figure out later. But the thing I wanted to say was, I don't know where I'm going from here. Like, I gotta figure out the next place to check in at or sleep at or whatever. Like, where am I staying? And I also have to figure out the residency. So I feel like Argentina now makes sense depending on how the call will go, though. There are other options as well. But okay. Actually, I don't need to talk to you about that. I'm so sorry for the chaoticness, for the chaos. That's not a word, chaoticness. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say on that. But what I wanted to say that I remembered is important. And I'll just end this video here unless there are updates throughout the day. I feel like there will be. I would want to authentically, let me just say this for the record. I would want to authentically, like, when I'm in that moment of uncertainty, and unless I need to be present and grounded in myself, if it's just about like sharing it with you, that's when I would rather like be recording. So that's why I feel like we'll have those touch points. The only problem is like when it's too late at night, it's too dark, so you might not see me. So I would maybe have to turn the flashlight on and use the back camera. I don't know. We'll have to figure something out. But it can be figured out. If there's a will, there's a way. So the solutions is what I wanted to share with you. And the solutions were, I wanted to share with you the solutions. So the solutions that I was thinking about in terms of I wanted to share the solutions with you that I realized today of the second pillar that I was not tracking and not aware of, which was the living environment and my option. And oh, I want to also like quickly run you down what like we've done so far. So we've done Airbnbs, we've done staying at the friend's place, we've done workaway, which is basically volunteer work for exchange of like 5 hours a day in my situation for 5 days a week, so 25 hours a week, which doesn't sound bad, but in terms of what I need to do and what's authentic versus draining for me, like it zaps the energy required for me to focus on what I need to do, and so I don't end up as efficient, except on the weekends, which is when I have my time back. And I had to transition out of that for the launch because I had to accelerate from 20 kilometers per hour on my business, kind of running in the background, simmering, to 120, which is when it like took up my full time. And I could only focus on that. And so on the 31st, I went back to the capital city for that. But I wanted to share about from Cacupe, which is like an hour 20 away. And I felt called to come here to Asuncion. And it has to do with one of the 4 options for this pillar, the living situation, that I'll share with you in a second. But basically Airbnb, staying at my friend's place, obviously volatile, like one-time thing. Gas station is what we've experienced. We have to list every option, okay? What else have we experienced? That's basically. Hey there, I ended up running out of storage again. Sorry for the pattern interrupt, but let me see, is the light. I ran out of storage again. I'm just realizing how definitely upgrading to a phone with more storage is the way to go. I mean, that wasn't even 3 days worth of content on my phone and it ran out. So I moved everything now. And I just wanted to, finish that point there with the 4 options and realizing how, work away, each one of them has pros and cons. And either the con is money, so then we have to figure out money, which is the other pillar, or the con is something to do with authenticity or purpose of like, I don't want to do this, it's draining, it's taking away my time from doing the other things, or it's taking away my time from doing income, whether or not it's authentic income or inauthentic income, I guess. Whether, it just takes my time, period. What else? And then like gas station, workaway, all those options. I already listed them pretty much. And I realized there's another option, and this is the most important one because I got this just as a thought authentically, just thinking about this, like, what if this happens? And it was just there simmering at the back of my mind. And by the way, it's 5 because my red light filter just turned on. So yeah, I haven't went there yet to the grocery store. I haven't done shit. So I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now. I need to eat, and instead of eating at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m., I'm now starting my first meal at 5. And that just has to do with my schedule being disrupted. It's not anything else's fault. It's just like, my only problem with that is just like going forward, it could be an issue because this was like the day I was supposed to rest and digest and, you know, like have, it's like a grace period to like brace for impact for the next thing. And it's just like so intense. But yeah, I mean, today was also an opportunity. I was like, should I sleep for 12 hours today? So I can really, you know, gain back, like, you know, undo the sleep deprivation, basically. I decided, no, I'll just get up. I scheduled 10 hours of sleep, and so I got up then. But yeah, like, literally nothing happened today except realizations and me tapping into this state more with the video. So like, basically the best thing that happened so far is this video. And maybe that was supposed to be a lesson that like, if nothing happens that day, because I feel like this day on purpose was like fucking itself up so that I end up just choosing one thing, and I chose this video, this record, like basically to record videos instead of like 60 trillion things I could have done. And I feel like this is what was meant to happen, is I was supposed to choose something. And the call at 6 to 7, I decided to reschedule that to 8 or 9. We haven't decided yet, but I need to go and I need to cook, and that takes an hour. And then right after that, ideally I have a little bit of time that I could talk to the guy and see where we could go from there. But yeah. As for the options, another option that I was thinking about in my head as I was saying at the apartment, I think it was the last apartment before Las Carmelitas. I forgot where, but the thought was basically, it had to do with, I think it might have been that apartment, but I know it was sometime after the workaway when I was thinking like, I wonder what kind of exchange I could have where I could be like an asset to them and I would in return would get accommodation. So it's like we're an asset to each other. There's a win-win that we both value, which is I value having a place and they value perhaps something I do effortlessly, and basically be their consultant or advisor that I already know, and so I can just guide them and consult them or advise them or whatever the fuck it is. So, and I was thinking about that, and I was like, they probably like a business owner, for example. And since I'm in Asuncion, I was like, interesting. That might have been I just thought about it today, and it's like that could actually be an option for that pillar, which is that I meet. And I wanted to say this for the record. I wanted to just leave it out of the video, but then I was like, I just want to like say it for the record in case it does happen. That I kind of like, this is what was going on in my mind before, to not leave anything out. So I guess like the intimacy, if we want to call it that, of me recording videos has increased. So now it feels more connected and more transparent and authentic, and it like raises the quality of the video, I think. So yeah, take that however you will. And also, I'm sorry for the bad lighting. Again, there are no windows, so the only light that's on is this. And since I go to sleep since I go to sleep at 7, I don't turn the lights on where they don't need to be on, and this is just where I'm working. But yeah, like there's no way for me to improve the lighting unless I like do this. Is this a bit better? But my eyes don't like that. It's way too bright. So yeah, I was thinking about that option. I was like, oh, this is really interesting. So that might come, that might not come. I don't know. All I know is like I'm open to the possibilities, and I just want to take you along the journey. So yeah, to summarize, with the pillar of the living environment, I've noticed also, I came across a new realization that I'm glad I stopped recording the video, because I realized it in between, basically, in the interim. And it was that, like, the living environment pillar, it was important for me to become aware of, and how it's a limitation. But at the same time, the thing that got me into that whole thing was me replying to my mom in the morning, and her telling me how it's like what I extrapolated out of the conversation, but she wasn't saying this directly, but it was her rigidity and rigid mindset of, like, the old way of doing things instead of the authentic, uncertain, follow your excitement way. And I realized that I got that from her secondhand, and then now I just cleared it, and I'm like, wait, this isn't coming from me, this is not authentic. Of, like, the idea of having one place I'm staying at for the next month. And then I started thinking about this for real, and seeing how it's such a limitation for the universe to deliver experiences for me and for me to receive them if I'm staying at the same fucking place. Like, it severely limits my options for the experience I'll have in Paraguay. And I realized also, and this is directly influenced by Ruben Schmitz's video series, so thank you, Ruben. It was like, it was so uncertain and unstable, and that was a good thing. So I was being called to follow my excitement, to take a leap, and I knew uncertainty was there, I knew the fear was there, etc., etc. But when I watched that video series, it's not that it transformed my life, it's just that it was able to show me how following your excitement looks like, and that inspired me. And something here is that, like, I actually, and that I liked about the series, and I'm realizing now as well through actually being in Paraguay for 3 months and experiencing what I've experienced, is that I actually like the uncertainty. I actually like the unpredictability and the volatility of my environment, I guess you could say. Like, I didn't mind, and I really thought about this. I'm like, I don't mind the experience of Airbnb to Airbnb to Workaway to this to that. I actually don't mind that. That's part of the life experience I chose for myself, I guess, and from a higher level. And in the moment, like, I'm enjoying it too. And, like, that's life. I'd rather things not be stale. So yeah, I think staying in the same place for the next month would be kind of fucking boring. I think staying, like, authentically, if I had infinite money, what would I do? I think I would book, like, that Las Caramelitas apartment. I would just, like, book there to, like, end of, like, 3/4 of the way into February, after my residency is done and everything, and maybe a little bit more. And then at the end of February, I would go to the community I want to go to and spend the rest of my stay till, like, mid-March, and then I go to Florida. That's what I would authentically do if I didn't have to worry about that. So it's like I wouldn't even stay that long in one place, and that's more authentic, instead of from now to mid-March at the same place. So the rigidity is not authentic. I realize that. So there are caveats, basically, that I'm becoming aware of when it comes to this living environment. It's like, I need somewhere to stay, but it still won't be too stable. It'll be more like a short to medium term thing. So it's like, either way, we don't know the answer. So I'm just open, but I'm sharing with you the real struggle here. I really want to have that GoFundMe set up link, because I didn't get the chance to do that, and it's already 5, I didn't even cook yet, and I have the call with the guy, and we gotta have the call because it's about the residency shit. And if I'm going to Argentina, like, I need the money to get there, the Uber, and then I need the money to stay there. And maybe I could talk to, I do have some, so, like, the client work that I was gonna do today, as part of the 3 things, I was gonna ask if, like, maybe I guess I'll talk to the, there's an option where I could maybe negotiate when I'll get paid or something like that, or maybe for someone to front the money, and then, so it's like in advance thing, and maybe I'll be able to figure that out. But then what? Then I have to come back here and try to figure it out. So it's like, there's always that uncertainty of my next I was gonna say paycheck, but it's not a paycheck. My next, I guess, paycheck, fine, whatever. My next source of income, and like, it isn't that. It stresses me out that it could come from anywhere and that it's not stable. It stresses me out because I have to incur and actually do the downsides of not having that there, which sucks, as i.e. gas station. Like, so I'm just trying to figure it all out. I just wanted to share that with you. I'll figure it out somehow, but parts of it are not to be figured out, and they're just meant to be experienced and, like, you know, like brace through the pain, I guess. But we will persevere somehow. I just want you to know that, like, after this, I don't know where I'm going. There are two paths. One is like Argentina, one is Paraguay, and Argentina is just for like a night and then I come back. But whichever path I pick, I don't have the money figured out for it. I feel like the same way how I was ruminating about the ruminating, I don't know. The same way I was like pondering about that possibility of mentorship for accommodation exchange. I was thinking like maybe Argentina is like that next exciting, uncertain adventure, very, very short term, maybe like for a few days, but I come back with the ability to resume my residency process, or maybe with more money from there somehow. I don't know, but that would be interesting. But yeah, whichever path I pick, I don't have the money figured out for it. I don't have the money for it currently. So again, my priority today was to do what's authentic, which was self-love, which was as a part of that self-care on one end, and the other end, purpose, which also splits into two branches, which is recording this video, batch uploading videos, and making sure the GoFundMe is live, because that was supposed to be live yesterday, but all the fucking, like, life happens. And again, I have the call with the guy, so I don't know how I'm gonna have time to do that. All I know is, like, I have time to record this video, and so I'm recording this video because that's what's authentic. Okay, now we go to the grocery store. I'll take you with me. I might not record at the store, but I'll keep you, like, I'll record whenever there's something that I feel like is a nice update, and we'll go from there. Maybe when I'm waiting at the store, yeah, I gotta figure out the money situation, if they'll accept it or not. On the walk there and back, it's 15 minutes, so that's half an hour already. Since it's already 5, let me check the time for you real quick. Give me 3 seconds. 5:43, right? So 6:15, and then by the time I shop and everything, 6:30. So realistically, I'm coming back here at like 6:30. So if I have the call with the guy, he said 8 or 9 or 7 or 8. Well, it's basically last minute. So like I'm basically gonna cook and then have the call with him, and then it's gonna be like 9 p.m. Then I can like go to sleep. Wow, this is such a difficult decision. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. So other than the call and me cooking and eating, I have the choice of either sleeping on time and fixing my sleep schedule, but waking up potentially early. I don't think that's self-loving. I think waking up early is too jarring to have to readjust that by that much, given my sleep. You get what I mean? Like today I woke up at 10:45. If I sleep early, I'll wake up earlier, but not early as in my usual schedule. It won't be 5 a.m. And so it's probably not best. And given the uncertainty of the next few days, like my schedule might get fucked again. So it's like, why sacrifice that time to go towards sleep and fixing the schedule if it could go toward productivity? So now I'm like dealing with the pain and the stress of like, how should I allocate my time for the next half? So yeah, I'm gonna have the option of like, should I just go to bed or should I try to stay up and batch upload some more videos, some videos. I haven't even fucking gotten the chance to start that. And the GoFundMe. So I think the GoFundMe won't take that long. So I would definitely try to stay up for that. And batch uploading the videos, it's such a pain for me because I need to have them recorded in order, posted in order. And the problem is some videos are ready, some are not. So they might have to wait for those. So I gotta see what the status of that is. But I also realized I could start batch uploading while I'm working on the GoFundMe thing. So they could both happen at the same time. But yeah, then it means I have to stay up. So maybe I'll stay up. If I stayed up till 12 last night, because it was 2 a.m. the day before, maybe today I stay up till 10. And so if I have the call with the guy, I might have 1 or 2 hours to myself and then I could do that. But with that said, I would not have worked on the side gig, which would generate me money. Not today either way, but it would generate me money in the future. And then tomorrow we're back to like not having a place, which means not having a place to work, which means, so I would say tonight I'll get more clarity once I eat, most likely. But I'm probably, and maybe I'll get more energy to work. But I think by the end of tonight, I'm going to have a way figured out for like, how are we moving forwards? And so that time might be spent from me working on batching the videos or something like that. I think I'll just do the GoFundMe as top priority for sure. I'll try to do the videos, but if not, it's at least I do something. But like definitely have like the next answer or step kind of revealed. I don't want to say figured out, because figured out sounds like mentally I'm trying to like strategize it, but that's not the way my life goes. You just go with the flow. But there is a part where you have to take action, and that's what I'm talking about. So seeing what my option is from there and pivoting, and I don't know what that is. Again, I gotta live in the moment. So let's go grocery shopping. Let me take you with me. I'll get ready, and getting ready just means putting these shoes on, basically, making sure I don't forget my wallet. And that's pretty much it. So let me just, you know what, let's just do this. And maybe I'll move this video, actually. Yeah, it's probably a good idea if no, I don't want it to delay me. I could do that later. All right, I'll just take you with me then. I got my wallet. That took 1 second. I gotta get the water bottle and the tripod. We're gonna put those in the backpack, and I'm just gonna take my backpack, put the shoes on, go to the store, and then maybe I'll update you in the store. All right, so I'll catch you soon. And yeah, I can't wait. So this is cool. Like, I'm glad I'm recording these because I can share how I'm feeling in the moment. So I'm just excited to see how it turns out. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be a good thing or a bad thing, but like for life in general, I'm excited. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be an up or a down, but I know that like I'm here for the journey. So let's see. At the same time, like, I really don't want it to be a down, like gas station down, because like, you know, that doesn't work. Like, I can't make progress. I can, but like, you know what I mean? I can, but I can't make progress in life. So I need a place that I could just stay at. I'm sorry, I just said I will go. I need a place I could stay at that allows me to work. Because once that can, what if I'm not meant to be working? That's why I don't have the place. It's like, if I have the place, then I can work. What if I'm not meant to be working? I'm just supposed to be focusing on my purpose. My purpose is recording these videos, batch uploading them, doing the GoFundMe. So it's like, technically I'm not interesting. I think batch uploading the videos is like not authentic, because it's like turning into this like draining task to do. But the act of recording the videos and the GoFundMe, those I can still do today regardless of what happens. And I think that's a sign of like I'm not being blocked out of those, but the others I am. So it's not about working and forcing it. It's just about what would you do for the sake of doing it? And it's recording this video, and it's starting the GoFundMe. Batch upload videos. Am I recording the videos out of the sake of I see. Yeah, it's like a 50-50 gray zone. So this must mean like that's how it's working for me. So like how is this for me? It's that. That's a quick reinterpretation of that event. But with that said, now let's take this realization to the next part of our day. And sorry, one sec, I just gotta drink water. I think I might need to refill this before I go. I think this is an irrelevant detail for you. You don't really care, but yeah, I'll go to the store and come back, and hopefully I have enough battery. If not, I might have to use the portable charges. Hopefully it's a quick like in and out. Then it'll be 6:30 that I'm back here. If not, I have to like find a way to like make the money or something like that, and I'm just waiting at the store. It's gonna be longer, and I might not have that call today. But definitely the big theme of today, and the spiritual guidance that I received, and the intuition is choose what's authentic over what isn't, basically. Am I doing this because it's true to me, or is it because I'm trying to prove something, or trying to prove myself? Like working is like trying to prove myself in a way, but working on my shit is not, and because that's me choosing me. Like I would do that anyway. So given the theme, I think it's like pretty straightforward to figure out. So let's see how it goes. All right. Okay, this is now for real. I feel like concluding the video. So catch you later. I'll drink water, and let's see how this day goes together. Hey, so I'm realizing two things that I wanted to share with you real quick. I just went to the Biggie and they didn't have it. Now I'm going to the Super Stace. Wait, was I trying to go to the Super Stace all along? The Biggie was 10 minutes away, did not have it. Super Stace is more likely to have it. But I realized one thing that was really making my situation more complicated than it needed to be, or more inconvenient, and that's the fact that I have the 3 luggage to carry around all the time. I think we need to slim it down to 2. So it's about, should we eliminate the carry-on or the middle-sized one? And then apart from that, I'm going to Super Stace. It's 6:19 last time I checked. So that's, we're already gonna be late. Now I have to walk for another 15 minutes because it's in the opposite direction. And then it's probably another like 10 to 15 back. So probably by 7, I'm probably gonna be back at 7. And then I gotta cook and eat, so that's another hour. So 8. And then maybe 8 to 9. Then maybe 8 to 9 I have the call with the guy, or I just don't have the fucking call. And I was also looking at the price for the Uber to Argentina, and it's $21 there, and then $21 back. And I don't know how much the Airbnbs are. I could check later, but I'm trying to focus on what's important here. Yeah, that was a quick update. I'll keep you posted. I was just thinking how actually a GoPro or a DJI Osmo 3 Pocket or whatever the fuck, like a camera like that might actually be better, because instead of an iPhone, so instead of upgrading my iPhone, I would just get a different like separate camera thing, and that would be a better solution. I was thinking GoPro because I could put it maybe here, and then I could kind of like vlog along my day as I enter the store, because on my way to Super Stace I saw a store, Beef Club Concepcion, and sorry, the alarm interrupted the video. But I was saying, I went in the store and they didn't have ground beef. Usually they would That's the company that sells the ground beef, but I'm still going to Super Six, and it would be cool to have shown you like, oh, there's a store here, let's go in. But I couldn't capture that moment, and I'm realizing maybe like a GoPro would be a better solution for that. Okay, what did I tell you? It's 6:59. I just got back. My backpack's still on. I put the meat there at the kitchen counter, and I bought for today and for the morning tomorrow. The payment method I wanted to pay with did not get accepted, so I had to use the other one, which is like potentially a downside, because if I need to pay a certain lump sum and can't split it across the cards, that's not gonna be fun. Basically, one card had like a small amount and one card had a bigger amount, and I wanted to use the small amount to like take it to zero basically, and it wasn't gonna go to zero, it was gonna like reduce, because I can't tell what's going on right now. I don't know how to say this to you. I'm in one of two situations with like the money. So situation one is didn't understand correctly yesterday, but I ended up manifesting this place for less, in which case we saved 126 Canadian dollars minus 28, 96, 94. I don't know if that's true. If it is, then that's what we saved, and that's great. If not, then we are at $0, I guess. $8, yeah, but it's across two cards. So the problem with that is like, I don't know. Basically, I asked the guy if we could split the payments into like 2 separate nights, and he said yeah, and we did, and he gave me a discount for the late check-in, included in the price of the other one. But as far as I know, I made one payment, not two. So and the guy, and I'm like, are we secured for both nights? Are we all good? He's like, yeah, we don't know. So, oh, maybe he thought secured means like no one else can book it, not paid. Shit. I'm just wondering, like, am I good with the guy or not? So I know how to allocate money accordingly. I haven't looked at Airbnbs in Argentina yet, but $21 is the Uber there. Uber back, I don't know if it's the same price, but if it is, that's like $42 American. And then we have, it's a problem dealing with the currency, I gotta tell you, because my business operates in USD and I just prefer to use USD. But because I'm Canadian and left Canada and have a Canadian personal bank account, I have to use Canadian dollars still. And because family and stuff like that would send me Canadian, so like money right now, including the GoFundMe, is like all in Canadian dollars. So the GoFundMe is set in Canadian dollars at the rate that it is. But I think, I mean, it's not gonna show it to you probably. And it has like this progressive goal thing. So it would set the goal here, and then once you reach it, then it unlocks the rest of that. So it doesn't show you the end goal. I don't know why. It's just like the way it prefers to do it. To reach milestones, I guess, along the way. But that's the discrepancy between the currency. So usually when I say dollars, I mean American dollars, but given the situation here, it's sometimes Canadian dollars. So I have to make an extra effort, like saying Canadian dollars, American dollars, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I don't know if it's important to you or not, but yeah, I guess it gives a more accurate number. Like the nights here at the Airbnb are like 35 to 75 a night, and that's in Canadian dollars. So in American, it's like 28 for like, that's like 50 something bucks Canadian, I think, right? If I'm not getting that wrong, or 45 maybe. Anyway, I gotta eat and cook, and I don't look forward to that call. I'd rather not have it, but given the urgency of the situation, I'm like, should I just like forget about him and just go to Argentina and come back? and that way I can still work on my stuff today. But then I won't have money for Argentina. So should I just have the call anyway? And then from that place of clarity, know what to do. And I did say in the morning, I remember in the video, that I would have the call and then decide on a course of action from there. So that's another part of it. All I know is I need to batch post these videos, and I want to do the GoFundMe, and I want to do that like as I'm eating and when I'm done eating. But if I have this call to attend, it's gonna be problematic. So yeah, hopefully it's an audio call, not a video call. Then maybe I could kind of, but realistically I'm not gonna be able to. Yeah, basically, like what I'm trying to think about is like, how can I still choose me in terms of authenticity and like what I want to do, and versus the call, or how it relates to the call. And it seems like there's no option. I don't know, like I have to choose between the call and me. And I mean, if I don't choose that, I'm like potentially deported. I'm also seeing how, if maybe I'm not meant to start the residency process in Paraguay because of, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm not on this trip. Sorry, I'm not meant to on this trip. The reason why I wanted to is to kind of have a status here so that I can definitely have more, like basically to not become a resident somewhere, you have to become a resident elsewhere. And it's a more stable footing than just being a pure nomad. And to have a place of operations, and also for legal reasons it's good, and for business, like, hey, where's your business operating from? And so like you got to tell them if it's not the US, for example. So I'm like trying to figure this shit out, and maybe it's not authentic for me to do it on this trip because I saw a lot of obstacles, and I couldn't tell if they were up to, now I can't tell. At the time I would just like, you know, go through with it and thinking they were just like challenges, but now I'm wondering if like those are obstacles or not. So what I'm referring to, hopefully the camera's not too shaky, I'm sorry, I do see it shake here, so hopefully it's stable enough and not too jarring to listen to or watch. Hopefully no sounds are, oh, I think I was blocking the mic, hopefully that was fine. The point I'm trying to get at is, yeah, I'm starting to get signs like maybe this is not authentic for me to establish residency here. Maybe I'm meant to, maybe it would make it harder. I mean, I don't know, I thought it is. I swear I thought it is. Like, I wouldn't have gotten like the documents I did, but if I think back, it's like every part of the process was a pain in the ass. And again, I can't tell if that was a challenge or, I think it's a choice. It's a choice. It's like, do you want to? You can, but you don't have to. And so it was an optional choice that I chose into. But now, it doesn't have to be this trip. If it's not this trip, that's a bad thing. Because the documents that they use to do the process, and I'm already so far in, I already got them apostilled. I didn't receive them back though. So we could expedite it. Sorry, I think we were able to say like, hey, please extend. We're allowed to stay longer because we're waiting on documents. So I think that's what we're doing. But I didn't check the tracking of the DHL shipment to see where it's at. Maybe it arrived. Like the guy told me he'll text me when it comes back. The guy at the warehouse, like the DHL store. But I haven't received the text. I checked my text, I got nothing. So I think we can extend because of that, but we have to notify them. And I think for that, the guy has to notify them, not me, since he's doing my stuff anyway. So I'm just also wondering, like, am I just not meant to do this on this trip? I wanted to secure it in, so I have a place of residence for legal reasons and tax reasons mostly. And yeah, like legal reasons, like for the business, like to have a place I could come back to also. And yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, that's authentic. Yeah, I think it's authentic, but I'm not understanding these obstacles and how I'm meant to navigate them. Like, how am I supposed to perceive them and interpret them and readjust according to these to this feedback? I don't know. But so far, yeah, like if I don't have this call with him, I mean, I don't have to have a call. We could just, yeah. No, we have to have a call. Because it's too much to talk about over text, I guess. But I was thinking it would be a video call, but maybe it's an audio call, who knows. Well, I gotta start cooking though. So I did just spend 10 minutes, I don't want to say waste, because it's not a waste for me to make these videos. But 10 minutes is how long I spent here, and so it's now, let me guess, 7:09? Right on. Okay, yeah, it's 7:09 and I haven't started cooking yet. Usually it takes me like 20 minutes to cook, 20 minutes to eat, but it could take up to an hour in total. So that's gonna put us at 8, and so maybe it's better to have the call at 9. So I'm gonna see with the guy and see if there's a way to delay the call, then I might do that. But then what that means is if I have the call at 9, then 9 to 10 I'm calling him. Let's just say it takes an hour. And then, well, 10, I'm not gonna stay up after that. So then I either have to stay up and then be absolutely fucked tomorrow because I have to wake up early to cook my food. So it's not an option. So yeah, again, we're being cornered by the universe to make a choice, which is really interesting. And can I have this call with him at a gas station, at a mall? Yes. Can I batch upload videos at a gas station, at a mall? I mean, like, this is the best. I kind of tried to come here so I can get a little bit of work done and to also catch up physically in terms of my hygiene and everything and my physical health and, you know, my diet and stuff. So I feel like making sure the GoFundMe and the batch videos are live now would be the best way I could spend the time here. If, like, you know, worst case scenario, I just talk to him tomorrow. Yeah, I gotta tell him, because like I realized I started going with his schedule for, like, I'm like, yeah, tomorrow we could whatever. When I reached out to him and he's like, okay, let's have a call today, so I was like, what time? It's like too much to talk over text, which makes sense. There's a lot to cover probably. And he said the time, and then I said, all right, I'll keep you updated. And then I told him I gotta delay the call, and he's like, I think I'm available. What did he say, 8 or 9 or 7 or 8 or 9 or something like that? But now I'm seeing how, like, we could just have the call tomorrow. Yes, it's last minute, but we could have it earliest tomorrow. I was thinking, like, I check out at 10 a.m. and then I can go to a mall and have the call there with him. Wouldn't it be the best place to have a video call? But if it was an audio call, perfect. And then we'll talk there. And then if we want to start the process together, I'm already, you know, downtown, and we could just go from there. I might need an Uber, and depending on the payment of this other, you know, Airbnb thing, I don't know what's up there. If you know, if like I'm good or if I need to pay for another night, like I don't fucking get it. I asked if it's secure. He said no. I mean, he said yes, we're all good. So I was like, okay, we're good. But I'm like still iffy about it. So I'm like trying to keep that amount in the account. That kind of rhymes, in case we need to do it. Yeah, transfer. I'm just confused. Oh, another way is if the guy just reduces the, like, I could end up paying across the 2 cards so that I'm all good with him, but then of course I'll be left with 0 money, which is where I'm at actually anyway. I mean, it wouldn't feel good to, like, you know, like if I owe him, then I owe him, and we're at 0, which is what I was expecting to be anyway. But yeah, then we have no Uber money to get to, like, the guy if I need to meet him somewhere. And we have, like, no extra money whatsoever. And the guy doesn't know my situation. I did tell him about, you know, the payments, like if we could do it in advance or create a payment plan or something, and that's what he wanted maybe to talk over, and also like the due date. But he doesn't fully know my situation about how I'm, like just how broke I am, I guess. And so, yeah, like there could be more expenses tomorrow that I might not be able to front if I am to go with him. Yeah, in Argentina, it's like, what do I think about that? Like, I have to sit down with myself and really think about it to see, like, is it actually authentic? Like, mentally, I know mentally, but like, if I sit with it and like ground down, like, how do I genuinely feel about that? Is it authentic to go there, or is it like uncertain and like I only consider it as like a last resort? And then again, worst case scenario, I could literally just stay in the country and then just pay that fine. But that is according to the workaway host, who said when they applied, they stayed over and then, you know, and then they just paid the amount. So to them, it was like, fine. I mean, that might not apply now. So, or it might be more. So like, why should I risk that? Obviously, I'm not going to risk that. I think it would be absolutely stupid. I think we should have another solution till then. And again, I could also find a way to like ask for money from family and like pay them back later, which would put me in debt, which is not good. But it was secure. So I'm seeing like all these. The thing is, that's not a good idea, the debt idea, because it's not like the debt is going towards something that's going to make me money. It's just going for the residency. And now that I have the residency, I also don't need to do much with it. Like I'm going to leave the country, so I can't even like, it'll be 90% done, and the 10% is to like pick up the card and then sort of wait and then sort the next one, I guess. But I can't do that. Oh, it's from the date it's picked up. It's another year to do the next part of the process. So you get what I mean? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like all this, and DHL that day, the 31st, when I went from the workaway from Cacope to Asuncion. Sorry, I wasn't looking here. I was looking there. I just realized that. Force of habit. I need to get used to this again. I mean, I used to be used to this, but I haven't recorded in a long time. I'm talking like, I had a channel from 2013, in case you don't know. And I had it up until, I mean, like the whole time, basically. But I wasn't posting after 2022. And then I picked it back up in 2023, 2024, on and off, 2025, on and off. And now 2026, full hardcore, I guess, with this channel. But yeah, end of 2025 is when I technically started this channel, the new one. Anyway, oh yeah, I should probably put my backpack down, actually. Okay, so I'm gonna cook, but I really need to say these to you. You know what? I'm not, like, that's the thing. I feel like this is more important than the other shit. I feel like this is me being with myself, even though technically it's not. But that's the big realization from today, is like more of this. What the fuck? Did you hear that? That was the door. More of this. Yeah. This is nice. It's nice and raw and authentic, and it makes so much more sense than the summary. But, and then what I was also thinking about is like how to make it more like Ruben Schmitz's entertainment style of like travel vlog. It like, obviously it's for entertainment, his series, but I feel like there are things I could draw from that for this series. I just don't know what that is exactly. And so that's what I was thinking about on my walk here and there and back. It's like, and the only way to do that is to have you literally live in the moment. Like, there are options. The options are I summarize it at the end of the day, which is like way too far from the event. Another option is I talk about it like this right after it happens, or right now as it happens with the cooking situation. And then the other option is like in the moment you're there, and I think that would be the most valuable. And for that I would need like an on-hand camera that doesn't run out of battery, that I could record basically all day and not worry about. And it would make sense for it to be not my phone, actually, because then I could use my phone for GPS and translations and stuff like that. And usually people have an actual camera or a DSLR or something that they use for recording. And nowadays it's just easier to do this, but for that type of style of content, if I am serious about this format, it would make sense for it to be a separate device. That way I don't have to upgrade my phone, and I don't have to upgrade to an iPhone, which, you know, like if I start justifying the Pro Max of the latest iPhone and it's like $1,600 Canadian, I think it was. How much was it in USD? Like 1,200 or 1,000? No, I think it's more than 1,000. Maybe it's 1,600 USD. I don't know. Whatever it was, like that's a lot for a phone. But for a camera, I mean, you don't even need to spend that much to get something decent. So yeah, maybe that DJI something Pocket, Osmo Pocket or whatever, or like a GoPro to put here or something, like maybe that would be a good idea and really help with this series. But you know, like with what money kind of thing right now, like I don't even have a roof over my head, and all I'm thinking about is like ideas of how to improve the channel. Like that's how dedicated I am. But still, it's like I just want to be able to do this full time and fully commit to it without looking down. Like I'm looking up, and like down is like I need to make sure there's like a floor there. That's my idea behind the GoFundMe, to share with you like where I'm at. But I think there has to be like another way too, like tomorrow what happens, after that what happens. And I think to some degree it's not about guidance and like what do I do, and you're looking for like what to do, or you're looking for your intuitive advice, or like even that is a form of seeking. I mean, it's seeking within, but it's like maybe it's just about being proactive in some way and just taking action in that direction and seeing where it takes you. But that's what I have been doing too. Again, that was the GoFundMe, that was the batch recording of the videos, and like releasing sooner, and deciding that my offer doesn't have to be ready before I start posting videos, and me doing the side job thing. And so I have been taking action in that direction, but it's like I still don't have the results. So now I'm wondering, like, am I resisting having a baseline? If so, I would need to do shadow work in the fucking moment, or else I'm fucked. But even then, I probably won't figure it out. Why? Because that's just... Why do I believe that? Because it's the way it seemed to have appeared, seems to be, and it's the way it appeared at the gas station, for example. Like, I would unlock the next blockage to my abundance, and the next, and the next, and the next, but I would still more or less be where I'm at. I mean, I could have taken action on it by trying to move out of there and go elsewhere, but like, I don't know how to navigate that as much. And okay, all I know is moving forward, like, I'm meant to manifest through people. Okay, this is what we know. The manifestations will come through people. Number two, I have social anxiety, which means I have a fear of people. Like, but when the fear is not there, for example, if I'm in an online group with multiple channels and I'm like talking to people, and like earlier today I was talking to a guy that like did his residency here in Paraguay, and we were voice messaging and stuff, and like it was just effortless, and I'm extroverted and I'm social, and so it's fine. But like this is something I told my friend that I should have put in this video too. I mean, this is kind of personal. I don't know if this is the type of content I'm supposed to be doing or not, but I'm just realizing how, okay, it's relevant because it relates back to the business and this entire journey. So in this case, yeah, it's important to share that. It's the social anxiety. Like, basically I'm meant to network more, but the blockage around it is the social anxiety. And for the longest time, I'm like, since getting into shadow work, which has been 2.5 years ago, or it has been 2.5 years since then, I've just been wondering, like, how do I move forward with that? And in Florida, I got insight, which is like, you just do it anyway, despite the fear, and you like build up that experience, and then it's not so bad anymore. Not to bulldoze how you feel, but rather like to do it courageously, basically, with the fear there. And I do notice that there is a potential shadow here of trying to do shadow work to get rid of the fear, so then the fear is not there and you don't have to worry about it. I guess that's a pattern here. But I'm just seeing like there has to be a way where I can make progress in that so that it's not hindering me as much anymore. But maybe I'm not meant to, because maybe I can, but I'm not meant to take that path, because my journey is in like, I'm supposed to have social anxiety, but be the one who like conquers it anyway, kind of thing, where it's like I'm still talking to people and reaching out and doing it like with the fear and all of that. So maybe my journey is more like the courageous taking of action, the courageous action taking toward that. And that's like part of the process, not to have it be effortless in that sense. Like that's the challenge. The effortlessness is like the purpose stuff. The challenge is more like interacting with people. So, and that would expand me. That would cause spiritual expansion, of course, to do that, which makes sense. Okay, yeah. So it's like, there has to be a way to improve this, but at the same time, it's like, it's by just doing it, I guess. Yeah, so I'm meant to manifest through people. And because it's so difficult, like manifestations have been harder, except for the people more or less that I already know, and plus or minus a few people here and there that I meet. But I am aware. This is like a shadow work, like for awareness, accountability thing, I guess. Like I'm aware of my resistance to people being a potential blockage to receiving more things. And in Ruben Schmitz's series, it highlights that to me. It mirrors it back to me, how that travel series of traveling with no money is like, they did the entire thing for free through people, like, and that's it. Like that's the only way. And basically it was either people who were supporting their like fundraising events, where they would like basically buy a box of cookies and then sell each cookie at a premium so that they can support their cause and raise money for a ticket and stuff like that. And they would do it together, which is awesome. I think that's awesome, because it would be better as a team than solo, probably easier, but that's just currently my journey. It is solo. And they would either raise money, and that would come through people, or they would ask people like for a place to stay or this or that or this or that, and it would be through people as well. And like everything was through people, basically. And then when you like think about it, yeah, our life experience, it's mainly just interacting. It's like relationships to things and to people, and so it makes sense that it would be that way. But yeah, just wait, I got bitten by a bunch of fuckers. I just realized that's new. That sucks. Mosquitoes. That's what fuckers means. Yeah. Let me see what else is here. Yeah, so it's meant to come through people, and I gotta be open. And well, all I can say is like commit to that fully, consciously, deliberately commit to that fully, that I'm gonna try my absolute best, despite my limitations when it comes to like social anxiety and the fear. What I can do now with this awareness, like the progressive next step or whatever, is to just accept, to commit fully to like, I have this limitation. All I know is I can try my absolute best to like still show up, and and that's me doing my part. Then it's about the universe doing its part and like sending me the right people for me to interact with. But that's like the balance point. It's like you got to do both, and I guess I haven't been doing that as much because I've been limited. But the point seems to be perhaps that I'm meant to move through the obstacle, which is masculine, and it's more like a masculine milestone in this journey, and not a more feminine one, perhaps feminine maybe in terms of like being open and receiving and it just coming to you, being more like passive, I guess. But it would make absolute sense for my journey. Like I'm in the middle of nowhere and my social skills go up. Like that makes sense because that's how I get by, and like it makes sense. So I do see the third pillar is, I don't know what we would call that, relationships, I guess. Let's just call it relationships. And that pillar is, I mean, not relationships as in personal relationships. I guess it's more like networking and stuff like that. But like connections, networking. But it is under the relationships umbrella. But I mean, the reason why I'm separating them is because like I do have that pillar, but I would have defined it differently with like the personal. So I guess it is relationships at large though. So relationships when it comes to like in person here and stuff like that, right? You get the point. So that's another pillar. So it seems to be like I'm getting little hints from the universe, from life, that it's about one part, it's like I'm meant to manifest two people and I need to like up my networking skills basically. And the other thing is, so I have to be 100% okay with my current situation, I think. It's like my biggest worry right now is like how to describe people my situation. Like how much of it should I say? Should I just say like reveal, like should I reveal it or should I not reveal? And it's like part of me like is worried about if I should filter. Like I don't know how, like people seem complicated to me, to this part of me, that it's like, how am I supposed to word things? Like I don't fucking know. Like I feel like being just me might not be easy. Like that might not be like just something I could do. So it is something to navigate, but the things to keep in mind is like I'm meant to manifest through people. I'm meant to be open to that, and I will be. And it's just about like practicing the networking, and also the idea of, so those are the 3 points. The third point was like the mentorship for accommodation idea, that like the person I stay at might find value in, someone might find value in what I know, what I offer. Oh shit, the angle is so terrible. That I might be able to stay at their place, or maybe temporarily, and then maybe I'm like jumping from place to place where I'm like the mentor kind of guy, and then we could do it. So it doesn't have to be long term. It's just like something in the meantime. And all of this is while the business is being launched and being taken up. But I mean, if it's this bad, like gas station bad, I'm not going to be able to consistently, reliably launch and do the work I need to do. I need like a place like this, and like a week I could just grind out. But it seems like I'm not meant to do it that way and get comfortable and just grind out. I'm just meant to, as I said in the other video, like it seems like I have to make the choice point of like what feels effortless and do that. So this feels effortless and I'm doing this. Yeah, I want to cook now, and I'm just trying not to have this call. I'll see later how it turns out, but I'll keep you updated, I guess. I'll probably record another video before I sleep, if not multiple. So you'll have updates along the way, for sure. But I might just go in like a work phase and do the GoFundMe and stuff like that. And nice, that would feel so good and exciting. Like just the thought of like hitting send on the post and like it's done finally, it's up, it's live. That feels good. And batch uploading the videos, like I gotta look up and research like how to organize the whole deal, and like I want the videos released in order, right? So if I just upload ones that aren't ready, it probably won't be released in that order. So I need to like organize that a certain way, and that's like what's adding friction to me just uploading these. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. I'll cook my meat, and I can't wait to eat this meal. Okay, last update for the day. I wanted to just leave it there, but I really felt like just concluding it. I'm really tired. That's why I didn't want to do it. It was 1:38, now it's 1:40. So absolutely ridiculous in terms of time. My checkout is at 11. I gotta wake up 3 hours earlier, so I'm not rushing anything, because it takes me an hour to cook and then 2 hours to shower and to pack and, you know, to breathe. So I'm not absolutely rushing. So that leaves us at like 6.5 hours in bed, maybe if we're lucky, or a bit under that. With that said, I wanted to update you that the GoFundMe is absolutely live now, finally. Also the YouTube, we have 3 videos currently being uploaded. 2 are done uploading, 1 is live, and 1 goes after the one that's currently still being uploaded. So they'll go live in order, so there's going to be 3 of them there, and then there's another 31 videos so far, including this one, that are like ready, just waiting for those 3. But those ones have to be combined. Like there might be 3 videos that go in a day, so I have to combine them into one, and I can't do that off the laptop because it's too terrible to run anything. So I have to do it on the phone, have like Wi-Fi access, and like remotely connect to the SSD being shared on the network, access the files from there, and basically like edit off the phone remotely, basically. Absolutely doable and possible, but just add some complication to the matter. And so those will take, you know, another few days probably, I want to say. I wonder if I could return to that gas station. I think, like, I don't want to, but I'm just willing to sacrifice anything for this, honestly, at this point. If I do, I mean, yeah, it's just a terrible experience. Like, the worst part is not even the sleep deprivation, and I mean the worst part is the 24/7 music, honestly. That combined with the fact that I can't eat properly because I don't have a place to cook at. It's just the mix of those two. But if I just keep looking and keep contacting places, like I'm sure I could keep finding a place where I could cook. But it's just gonna be inconvenient. Yeah, it's just difficult. Like with no income, it's hard to do things properly on Earth. So that's the current stress. Now, yeah, tomorrow, I don't know what tomorrow holds. I'm trying not to think about it because there's no point. I mean, I've mastered not worrying about it till the present moment. Like when I say, okay, fine, let me reword it this way. When I say stress, I don't mean like thinking about it and stressing over it. When I say stress, I mean like the day-to-day life of what it's like to, for example, be at this gas station. That's what I mean by stress. Not like stressing about what I'm gonna do. It's more like remembering what the stress feels like at that place. But who said that's what's to come? We don't know that. It was more like a kind of traumatizing experience, and there's ups and downs to each journey, so who said it's gonna go there? But yeah, it's about 4 minutes now, this update. And what do I want to leave you with? Well, yeah, like I made significant progress. I pushed through, I did it anyway. GoFundMe's up, as I said, and the videos are starting to be up, and the website, basically I decided to just make it live and just put a disclaimer. That way I satisfied both my own personal need of like, you know, it not being presentable maybe, and not being ready, and not wanting to disappoint people. Like they click the CTA and it doesn't take them anywhere because the link's dead or something like that. So I was like, best case win-win is I just say, oh, you're seeing an early preview of the website, and so you can check it out now. Maybe by the time you're seeing this, it's already like fully ready, but that way you can still see it, but you don't have the expectation of like, okay, everything's like ready and everything's perfect or whatever. Because I realized that's what was stopping me from like actually launching. And it's a little thing, but I guess, yeah, it made all the difference. So that's like a pro tip that I can now teach people if they're doing something similar to me, which is great. That was a very valuable lesson that took a lot of time to learn. Yeah. So that means I'm gonna be releasing the link to the community and the GoFundMe and all the videos going forward. The GoFundMe, once we meet the goal, that stops being in there, and it'll just be the community from there. But yeah, just letting you know, they're both launched, or all three are launched, and the videos. And from here, like, it's pretty simple and straightforward and easy. I just record throughout the day, move the files to the laptop, and upload. Oh, I don't even have to move them to the laptop. I merge them in one video, because then I won't have a backlog. So then I just merge them all in one video, edit them off here, upload them from my phone, and then either delete them off my phone or then move them as a backup to the laptop. So it depends what I want to do with them. But sounds like a solution, honestly. So going forward, we will have to figure out the 31 videos and combining those guys, because it is a backlog. But once those are up, even with just those, like, all I gotta do now is basically like edit on the go. I don't have to do website work or any of that. I don't know if that changes things, but I guess in some ways it's easier. Like, we're getting even closer. So we just have to do that. I was also thinking about, like, what if I do another workaway, like a different one or the same one? Well, I don't want to do the same one because it's too rural for me. But I'm like, it's always going to be a compromise. And again, the universe, it put me at such high stakes today that I had to choose between me and my purpose versus anything else, including the call with the immigration guy. And I just said, like, I canceled it basically because I was running late. And like, when I was done is when I was done eating is when I was supposed to have the call, or when I was done cooking, so I'm like, I can't do that. I just prioritize me, and like, that's how high stakes it is. Like, even to that point where we were like, that call would have been secured, I guess, the plan for the next 2 days, but now we're just gonna have to figure it out as we go. So yeah, taking along the journey. I'm still like, I'm not disappointed. I'm just like, let's see where this takes us. I'm still on an adventure. Yeah, the only negative, everything's positive, honestly. The only downside is just like that gas station experience was kind of like imprinted in my brain of like the horror. It's like PTSD memories. But it's not that bad. Like, there were so many good sides to it. There were so many good sides to it. Like, the shadow work progress I made, I wish in the moment I was able to update you on those. The purpose work, the progress I made on the website as well. So yeah, like, it's all pros and cons. But I think, like, it's not meant to be easy. This is not an easy path, and there is no easy, like, cop out to, like, escape this, other than quitting. And I'm not a fucking bitch. I'm not gonna quit. Quitting would be like traveling back to Canada or something stupid like that. That would just be retarded. I'm not doing that. But like, you can't cop out. Like, what's the cop out? It's like, oh, you go somewhere that will just cover your expenses, but then you're still like sacrificing your time. And like, there's no easy way. Even like, for example, if I go to Canada, like, there's always compromises. Basically, there is no win-win that I can see, other than, so it's like, I think the challenge is to do it despite the challenges. And like, I guess maybe that's the motivational advice in a way. Like, the challenge, the life experience is in having the challenge itself. So maybe that's what it's all about. And then at a certain point, once you're like, all right, I had enough challenge, now let me like reap the rewards, then that will unlock it or something. Or maybe it won't. But if I learned one thing today and I mastered it very well, it's do it regardless of the outcome. If you don't care about the outcome, you just do it to do it. Like, that's all that matters. So like, I'm doing this, I'm posting these videos, I'm starting the GoFundMe, I'm launching my business, not because I want to make money out of it, but because I would do it to just fucking do it. I proved that to myself. It's beyond money for me. It's my purpose. It's my life's work. Like, the fact that even when no money's secured, I still work on it. It just goes to show that, like, I'm not quitting, first and foremost. And two, I'm completely dedicated to this. And, like, if I have no other if I have every option to do other than it, I would still rather do it. And so it's like, choose it over everything, basically. And that's like a different way of looking at do it regardless of the outcome. Because, like, when you would choose it over everything, then you're not trying to get something out of, I mean, like, sometimes you can. So yeah, it's not one-to-one. Great, it's not a good example. I take that back then. But in my case, yeah, it's like, I don't care what the outcome is. Whether I make money from this or not, I want to keep doing it because it makes my life experience better. Like, I am happy to be alive when I do shit like this. And when I don't, it's like, what's the fucking point of being alive? So, yeah, it's my purpose. And otherwise, it's depression, which is the flip side of the coin. There are other perspectives to depression and purpose as well, or at least to depression. Like, the shadow work perspective is more like resistance to powerlessness, which is true, but I think the deeper spiritual layer is also that. And for me, like, I'm not struggling with that layer of depression. I've already done that shadow work a while ago. Anyway, so yeah, like, things are progressing forward. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of challenge. Income-wise, again, same as earlier. Nothing really happened. All I did was push things forward, basically, with no expectation of an outcome and with zero certainty about what's going to happen tomorrow. If what if I die tomorrow? I don't fucking know. I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm just saying, like, don't know. Let's see together. I'm excited. This is like such a nice journey, and I await my, like, sleep deprivation to go away so that I can, like, my baseline was like here in terms of full purpose embodiment, and then it just went down. And part of that, and the gratitude state also went down. And that's because, like, my brain barely functioned, so it was just prioritizing basic functions over, like, being in a state of gratitude and being in my purpose energy, I guess. And even here at this baseline, I can still feel those frequencies, but it's not one-to-one. It's not the same. It's not 100%. And I had hoped that 2 nights would bring me back to this state, but I guess it's hard to undo longer term damage in a short amount of time. Like, I need probably a week or two to recover. But I mean, in 2 weeks I would be like solid as fuck. In 1 week I would recover, I would say. So yeah, I think 2 weeks would be like shiny, squeaky, like brand new car from the car wash with a paint job and everything. So yeah. In other words, I can't rest. I won't rest. I'm not able to rest properly, fully, to recover. So I have to just, I guess, keep pushing. Not out of grind, but out of, like, it's not grind, like I'm just grinding all day, like business grind. It's more so like determination to keep following your purpose no matter what. But the actual feeling from it is excitement. So it's very different. It's like exalted business. It's like pure spirituality. It's like spiritual business, basically, which is what I try to teach on this channel. Yeah, I hope you can understand the difference. Like, grind and spiritual work, I don't know what to call it. They're very different energies. Anyway, tomorrow, what the plan is, I wake up, I did a load of laundry as well. Everything's like, I have zero laundry now. I mean, I only had a little bit anyway, but because every time I go to an Airbnb, I make sure all the laundry's done and everything. But I got this for tomorrow, 2 pounds. We're gonna cook it there. And I ate all 3 pounds today, like instantly, like no questions asked. Usually I eat, I don't know, half or 2/3 of it, and then I'm full, and then I eat a little bit later, or I force feed myself, which is not a good idea. If some like, stress kicks in and I have some like eating like comfort eating bullshit dynamic going on. But like I ate the whole 3 pounds without even blinking. So like I was starving clearly. What the fuck? So I don't look back to starve. I don't look forward to starving again. I have to find a solution, but it's like I can't. So I don't know why I keep getting blocked out of all answers. It just seems like the only way out is through my purpose. And so I'm like, fuck it. Well, I want to do my purpose anyway, but at the cost of my own health. I don't know. That's what it has been at the gas station. We'll see how it goes, but like I think I'm managing, and I think we're nearing the end, so it'll be fine soon. But it can't continue at this pace in terms of sleep deprivation. Like that needs to change, or we're severely fucked. Like how can I help others and be like a proper founder and CEO and business owner, if I'm that mentally compromised? Like that's not even funny. I have to be like in a place of, in a position of power. Is that the right word? In a like self, you know what I mean? Like I have to be like the role model, and not the other way around. So yeah, like and I realized that when I tapped into my purpose frequency at the last apartment, like I was in that state, and I just understood, wow, like I was so fucking high frequency, and that's my natural state, or actually even higher than that. But like that's the closest I was able to tap into that day. It was so different than like a normal day, like right now, for example. And I realized like it makes so much sense why I see, like that's something I would have shared in the moment, but I'm sharing it now. It makes so much sense why I need to be in that state, why like that is what I'm being called to embody. It's because from that place I can lead from that position of like leadership, basically, and I can lead by example, and from a stable foundation like that, very potent, very spiritual, very like my spiritual abilities started unlocking, and stuff like that. So it was really, really fun. And then maybe I'll journal on this tomorrow morning. If I don't have time. Shit. Yeah, I can't journal. I gotta be on the go. But if I find time to journal or think about this and like journal out loud, I guess, or journal in my head, then I will. Of like what tapped me into that state, basically like systemizing and optimizing for that state, and to see like what helps me tap into that state and what takes me out of that state. I know the wrong environment takes you out of that state, and like for example, moving out helped with that. But exactly what are the variables and things like that, like I would like to know those, and I'll explore them over time. But yeah, I'll definitely be in that state. I definitely see myself being in that state once like this stabilizes, if that makes sense. Yeah. But with that said, that's the end of the video today. Yeah, I think this, like, I don't know the total of all the bits today. I think it's like 2 hours, which I think is a little bit too long. But yeah, so much happened, I guess. So much information was shared, I should say. Today was not like super crazy in terms of how many things happened, but yeah, I'll get used to this format more. And I don't know, like I'm still trying to figure out the format, but it's better to take action than to not take action. I'm not doing it when I'm ready. I'm doing it now. So I'm not launching when I'm ready. I'm launching now. That's also what I said in the GoFundMe. Like I'm not waiting around and then I'll do it. I'm just doing it now, and that's why. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, if that makes sense. All right, it's time to go to bed. I hope to see you soon. I'll catch you in the next one. I'll see you in the community when it's launched. So exciting. Yeah, just right now, as of this date, which is February 10th, the website is not fully ready. So the wording and stuff like that, don't worry about it too much. It'll change. Some of it is placeholder, some of it is real but needs lots of work. So they're like early draft, or some of them they're just completely placeholders. So it really, yeah, just don't take it too seriously, I guess. It will be ready, and then once it's ready, the preview of like, hey, you're seeing this website too early, blah blah blah, that won't be there, and then you'll just know like, yeah, everything works. I mean, you'll feel the difference probably if like the site's just snappy, it works, everything's good, and nothing's like weird or like buggy. But yeah, like I'm not a developer. I can only get so far on my own with the AI coding. Like that's the only thing I use AI for, is like do this for me because I don't want to. But then even then, like I'm fixing it. Like I tell it to solve something and it creates more problems, and then I have to tell it how, like, to solve the problem. Like it's not artificial intelligence, it's just fancy autocomplete basically. So it doesn't like have common sense to just like fix the issue it just created and things like that. So yeah, I think I started website work at the end of August 2025, and I think the 28th, and now 6 months later, like looking back at the website and all the progress made, I was thinking about this at the gas station, like looking back at all the progress made on the website, and it's like not much, and just seeing like how much it really delayed me. It felt like, yeah, like moving through jello versus moving on a highway. And now it's like I'm on the highway, and it's like when I'm not doing what's authentic, and it's just draining and slow, and like I'm not meant to be on that route. Like just switch lanes and go on yours. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but yeah, so I'm not meant to be doing website work, but I just wanted to tell you, like, I did what I can for this website. I can't take it any further than that. Like, it's not my fucking job. My job is the high level vision and like what's going on the website, and that shit I flow state like crazy. But to actually apply it, like, I'm not a programmer. So if you are, you can apply on the website. I think, oh fuck, you can contact me if the application doesn't work. But we plan on having, I mean, there is a careers page there, but we got to figure that out. But yeah, like, I guess reach out to me and we'll figure something out. Maybe if you're a developer or something like that, or just want to contribute, like, yeah, you guys can reach out to us. On the website is where we plan on having it. Yeah, we're just slowly working our way up to having everything ready and working on the website and the community and everywhere. But yeah, it's a work in progress. So with that said, that's the update for now, and I'll catch you most likely probably tomorrow. Cheers. Good night.